Did I tell you that this is Kpakamtv television broadcast? Of course, today our cameras were live at Emevor town for the second edition of the Emevor Progress Union mini conference. It is a platform where the Emevor people gather together to talk about their way forward and better way for the Emevor people. Now we're live here to give you all the activities that will be happening for the Emevor second mini conference. Actually, this is a platform where the Emevor people gather together to discuss their political goals forward for how they will be having a better leadership system. However, of course, this program is put together by the president of the Emevor. No other person. Chief Emmanuel is Chief Emmanuel, also known as the Emevor. So just stay glued to our cameras and we'll bring you all the glitz, all the celebrations of the way forward for the Emevor people, the Emevor community, and of course the Isoko nation. Michelle Dow is my name. This is Kpakamtv live in Emevor.
You to Ado, Ado, Mario Mamonone, Wakoboyan, Oren, where is Wago? Almost you were doing. I will not Yaro. I want to personally recognize the presence of our father at this second quarter delegate mini conference holding today 22nd August of 2026 at the Emevor Civic Center. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, respected elders, and chiefs, women and youths, esteemed stakeholders, dear sons and daughters of Emevor, I warmly welcome you all to this important second annual delegate mini conference of our great union and community. On behalf of the Central Executive, I sincerely appreciate your presence, commitment, sacrifice, and continued interest in the peace, unity, progress, and development of our dear Emevor. Your willingness to travel from different locations to attend this conference is a clear demonstration of importance that you attach to the affairs and future of our community. This conference This conference is coming at a critical time when our community is confronted with both opportunities, challenges. It is therefore necessary that we continue to create platforms such as this where we can listen to another, acknowledge our differences, address issues constructively, and concentrate on those things that unite us as a people. By doing so, we can accelerate the development and progress of our community. Diversity of interests. Without many words, we are a people of diverse opinions, interests, aspirations, experience, and perspectives on how the affairs of our communities should be managed. It is important to state that diversity of opinion should not necessarily be perceived as a weakness. In fact, when properly managed, diversity can be a source of strength and progress. It only becomes a problem when legitimate differences degenerate into personal attacks, hostilities, division, misinformation, or actions capable of undermining the peace and stability we have worked so hard to establish. As one family, we must also remember that no individual or group of individuals has a monopoly of wisdom. Consequently, dialogue, tolerance, consultation, inclusiveness, and mutual respect must remain the guiding principles of our interaction. We may disagree on priorities, approaches, or even leadership, but we must remain united in our commitment to the growth, peace, prosperity, and development of Emevor. On this note, I appeal to everyone, irrespective of the branch, unit, group, or interest you represent, to always place the overall interest of Emevor above individual, sectional, or personal interests, court cases, and legal matters. At the last minute conference, it was unanimously agreed that the statement surrounding the odious tool, the activities of the jury, and the position of the authority of Emevor should be thoroughly examined. Following extensive deliberation, the conference in session mandated the Central Executive to constitute a committee of elders, learned persons, to critically examine these matters and report its findings and recommendations back to the conference through the Central Executive. However, it may be of concern to this conference that while the constituted committee is yet to complete its assignment and submit its report, our highly respected Justice Chief P.J.O. Anigboro retired and Barrister Chief Paul Owen instituted illegal proceedings against the community over issues relating to decisions reached by the conference. The litigation process has commenced and is still ongoing. I have therefore considered it necessary to bring this matter back to the conference in this section, being the highest decision-making organ of our union, so that we can collectively deliberate, chart an appropriate way forward. Distinguished delegates, I must also address the unfortunate incident involving the flooding of our dear son, Mr. Gospower Okedi, which I condemn in its entirety. Following the incident, arrests were made, including the Home Branch Community Chairman, Honorable Chief Lucky Ochere, and others were detained. While investigations were concluded, the matter is now before competent court of jurisdiction. I have personally reached out to my brother, Mr. Gospower Okedi, and appealed to him to consider embracing peace over well-meaning sons and daughters of Emevor have equally made and continue to make similar efforts towards finding amicable resolution to the matter, preferably through reconciliation and where possible settlement out of court. I would also like to remind the conference of the court case involving community and Mr. Izetu, which was brought to our attention during the last mini conference. I therefore urge all of us to exercise restraint in discussing matters that are already before the court. Personal attacks, threats, misinformation, inflammatory statements, or any action capable of prejudice ongoing judicial proceedings shall be avoided. Rather, we should encourage dialogue, mediation, reconciliation, and every lawful means of resolving our differences of our ultimate objectives should not merely be to win dispute, but to preserve our relationships, unity, peace, and peaceful coexistence as a people. Infrastructural development. Despite the numerous challenges confronting our community, the leadership has continued to give significant attention to infrastructural development and the improvement of the living conditions of our people. several development projects have been pursued with some completed, others currently under construction, and several more at various stages of implementation. We give God glory, we give God all the glory for progress recorded so far. Among the projects completed, ongoing and being pursued are completion of one block of 3 classrooms at Egbaye Primary School. Note, scoping for the perimeter fencing of the Egbaye Primary School has been completed, awaiting commencing of the major fencing work. Completion of one block of 5 classrooms, an office apartment, and perimeter fencing at Irobo Primary School. Completion of the tiling and construction of the double-sided drainage system along Harry Omoro Road. Completion of the tiling and drainage system along Emevor Hotel Road off Iyedo Street. Construction of Awowo Street ongoing. One constituency project involving the construction of a culvert along the Ujari Road, facilitated through the Isoko North Local Government Council by the councillor representing Emevor Ward 2 in the local government legislative arm, Honorable Mrs. Evelyn Mukoro. One constituency project involving the provision of a water borehole facilitated through Isoko North Local Government Council by the councillor representing Emevor Ward 1 in the local government legislative arm, Honorable Edafe Anigoro. These are only a few of the projects being undertaken at several others still ongoing, all at various stages of completion. I am also pleased to inform you, the conference that the actualization of the police station for Emevor is being pursued with renewed vigor. Discussions and necessary processes are ongoing smoothly, and we remain hopeful for positive outcome. Electricity. On electricity, our community experienced a period of total blackout following the vandalization of the high tension cables. While arrangements were being made to restore the electricity supply, the state government intervened and took up the responsibility of connecting Emevor to the 33 kVA power line. The pace of work has been encouragingly rapid, and there is strong optimism that electricity supply will be restored to the community shortly. We appreciate the intervention and support of the state government and all those who have contributed to this process. Peace and security. It is gratifying to note that Emevor has enjoyed relatively peace period in recent times. We are optimistic that the peace will continue to grow and become even more enduring because our collective aspiration remains the emergence of a safer and more peaceful Emevor. However, we continue to receive reports of isolated cases of burglary and security concerns. It has been brought to our attention that some hoodlums are taking advantage of the fact that the gates of the health center is sometimes left unlocked to the facility access during medical emergencies. These individuals reportedly entered the premises to steal. Several incidents have been reported. We use this medium to strongly warn such perpetrators to desist immediately. The health center is a critical facility for the entire community and must not be turned into target for criminal activities. I commend our local community policing outfit for good work they are doing in maintaining peace and security. I also commend residents for their cooperation with the security personnel, particularly in the areas of intelligence, gathering, and information sharing. Security is a collective responsibility, and every resident has an important role to play. Participation and community responsibility. The importance of keeping members of our community adequately informed about major projects, partnership programs, and other activities concerning Emevor is fully recognized and embraced by the leadership. This explains our continued efforts to provide regular updates, feedbacks to the people of our kingdom. However, information and participation must be accompanied by responsibility. As individuals, we ensure that completed projects are properly maintained, protected, preserved for the benefit of present and future generations. I also encourage all members of the union to make responsible contribution to discuss concerning our community. Questions should be asked constructively, while criticism, when necessary, should be based on facts and directed towards solving problems. Constructive criticism does not weaken leadership. On the contrary, when properly presented and genuinely motivated by the desire to improve the community, it strengthens leadership, promotes accountability, and improves governance. Let us therefore avoid unnecessary uproar, personal attacks, and actions that could create division among us. Bereavement. Within the period under review, the code forms of death have been taken away. Some of our notable sons and daughters, including Mr. Peter Obariki, Mr. Collins Edeki Oletu, Mr. Daniel Ojuru of EPU Ozoro Branch, Honorable Presley Odeneri Eriri, and numerous others. I will appreciate if we can give the departed soul a minute silence. Their passing and extend our heartfelt condolence to their family, friends, churches, and those affected by their departure. In honor of these departed sons and daughters of Emevor, I kindly request that we all rise and observe a minute silence, which we have done. May their soul rest in peace. Conclusion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, elders, chiefs, leaders, and dear sons and daughters of Emevor, let us always remember that the future of our community is in our collective hands. The issue before us today will eventually pass, but Emevor will remain. The decision we make, the relationship we build, and the values we uphold today will determine the kind of community we hand over to the generation coming after us. We are therefore encouraged to choose dialogue over unhealthy confrontation, unity over division, peace over hostility, development over destruction, and reconciliation over prolonged dispute. Let every one of us join hands with the leadership in building an Emevor that is united, prosperous, beautiful, secure, and developed. On behalf of the Central Executive of the Emevor Progressive Union, I once again thank every one of you for your commitment, sacrifice, understanding, continued support. May God continue to strengthen us in unity, guide our leaders, bless our community, and grant us the wisdom to always do what is right for Emevor. May the Almighty God grant us journey mercies and take us safely back to our various destinations. Thank you all. Long live Emevor. Long live Isoko land. Long live Delta State. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Emevor! Pakoboya, Kpakamtv Merigo. The issue of the Otuta setting up the committee, I want to bring to your notice that the committee, they are done with their job, and this is the report which shall be presented. But unfortunately, when you have an issue before the court, you can talk about it. So while the court proceedings are going on, we'll keep Emevor's sons and daughter informed of how it goes. Then again, on the PIA, I want to, Rana is not here, so I want to call on Chief Sylvester Afodi, the Omamorode of Agbara Kingdom, to give a little highlight on that, on the PIA, because it's very paramount. So, Emevor's sons and daughters who want to partake in the construction or wants to apply as a contractor, so you know he works there, so he can give us a first-hand information.